alive.
Hi, Mom!
Hi everyone and
That's
welcome
a
back to
tradition
Digimon
at
Vortex
this point.
episode 50.
50, woo!
Big 5-0.
Ooh, hell yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about!
I believe it has been over a month since we last played because of delays, so if anyone can remember what happened last episode, feel free to give a recap. If not, I can give a recap about what happened.
I do have some notes, but yeah.
I mean, go ahead if you
Okay,
have the notes.
So, last episode we met with Astamon, which we introduced a little bit prior to this. And we met at a restaurant, and he told us of his plight. His master, Nemosignmon, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but you know, it's an original Digimon, which is part scientist, part magician, all badass, which holds the vials to the memories of worlds and beyond. So, which was an integral part of the plan of the OG Destined to bring back the world that was previously, wiped out by Yggdrasil, as it does. But yeah, so that's a pretty important guy that we need to save because, well, he's been taken captive, even been controlled by El Diabromon himself. Yes, who would have seen that coming? Not us. That's who. Yeah, so he's asking us to help him, and by doing so, he's also given us a lot of information about the Diablomon's hideout, his forces, and his defenses. Sadly, as we were discussing our plans, a failed roll meant that we will most definitely fall into a trap this episode, and we won't be able to prevent it, sadly. But, I'm sure it will be fine. Yes, Astamon gave us some hints, gave us some help, and he got back to Diablomon's hideout before Diablomon became suspicious of, any treachery going on. But before that, Kagayaki gave him a communication device so we can keep tabs on what he's doing. So now the rest of the episode was mostly preparation for the big confrontation that is about to go down. We talked about Digimon and the barrier around the dark area, and he revealed that it was tied to his Digicore, so his life. So to remove this will take a little bit of effort. In miscellaneous news, Ichimio recognized the symbol on a paper Astamon gave us, which belongs to a Gaiomon, which is also currently being tortured. Oh, poor guy. Well, I'm sure he's, cool with it, he's a big boy. So, to find a way to dispel the curse of Digimon and whatnot, we went and sought help from Philemon in his darkness, because she's responsible, partly, maybe, totally, depending on who he is, of deploying the curse in the first place. So maybe she knows some way to remove the curse without killing Digimon. And she told us that they would need to fuse the current Philomon with the previous Philomon souls together, and which will force in a roundabout way. Roundabout, no. Well, but it would force Gulfmon to also fulfill its contract with Caramon way back when, which would mean giving Sonia to Diablomon. We're prepared for this, but we'll most likely fuck something up anyways. So yeah, the plan is to fuse them together, bring Sonia to Diablomon, which will create an opening for us to possibly, attack the castle or infiltrate or anything. We'll see what goes on. Kagayaki linked the digivices of the OG Destined to us, to ours, so we can now communicate, which is going to be useful, I'm sure, if we can remember that they exist. Stingmon evolved into a Julbimon, and we created wanted a small army composed of all kinds of previous Digimons that we've met along the way, as in Digimon, Vandemon, the Dark Knightmons, a few that the Digimon that temporarily evolved, like Angelomon, Leomon, and Hyogamon. We have a Belzebumon, of course, the boy himself. White Waymon, Tricheramon, and Hippogriffomon, apparently. I'm not sure where he's from, but I've noted him in my notes, so must have been around somewhere. And yes, that's pretty much it. We were about to storm the castle, put the plan into motion, and surely everything will be fine. Yep,
That was a very
that's
good
about
summary.
Thank you.
I'm glad you remembered every Digimon that's going to be helping you, because I wrote down less than you apparently. So good for you to remember all that. Cool. So where we last
I
left
have
off-
them also in the chat.
Oh, you put it in the chat. That's great.
In player chat, right above the image hand.
Aha. Yeah, the only
yeah,
one.
you did.
The only ones I was missing was Triceramon and Hippogriffmon.
Hippogriffomon, it was the steed of Digimon, and I said, wait a minute, that's a perfect level, can we use that? And you said yes.
Wow.
Hippogriffmon. Just writing that in
Giving
my
us
notes
all
so
the
that we definitely have that. So it's the steed of Digimon. Is what
Yeah,
we agreed.
but it's a perfect level, and we need all the help we can get, so we're like, hey, you, please.
Yep. I'll give you it. Cool. Right, so where we left off was you guys setting off, basically, to go, well, because of Taisto's role, attack head-on to the front door of Karamon's hideout. Which
You're
I believe
welcome.
we decided
Time's
was,
up, let's do this.
Which I believe we decided was to the east of Icon City. Is that correct? I think that was what we decided. So you guys travel a few days, I'd say, to get there. And that's by flight, so you know that it would have taken you like months if you'd gone on foot. Out of curiosity,
Isn't that the other way around?
It would have taken us hours by walking.
Yeah, it would have been there in literal seconds.
Yeah, it's just a stone throw away. No, I got it the wrong way around. Never mind. It's a long journey regardless. To get there. Out of curiosity, are you traveling with the Digimon that have said that they're going to help you? Or are they going to meet you later? Because you said you were going to charge head on straight away, and that was the plan. And maybe they're not ready yet, or are you going to wait till they're ready before setting off, and you're going to have your little army with you?
Well, last season ended with them meeting us, so
Oh, okay,
we
cool.
probably went all together.
Cool. So we see like Digimon flying on the back of Hippogriffmon. We see Vandemon sort of as a swarm of bats flying alongside you guys. The Dark Knightmon Legion marching through the forests below you. Angelomon hovering above you all, guiding you with her light. I think Triceramon's probably with the Dark Knightmon on the ground. He's a bit too heavy, but maybe Hyogamon's hitched a ride on the back of Hippogriffmon. You guys are flying Taisto on your matchstick with Flawizardmon. We've got Sangaloopmon teleporting. I'm assuming you're teleporting through the trees with the Dark Knightmon, so maybe you're on the ground. So to you, the journey is much quicker than everyone else. But you eventually make it upon the building that Astamon described. It's quite impeccable, to be honest. It's this big white building, sort of round in shape. It's got a large steel gate on the front. It has these large pillars with little orbs floating above them at the top. To the left is a small wooden cabin, thatched roof. Looks fairly innocent. You can see a glow of a fire from inside. I think there's sort of a small from above you can see it. There's like a very, very small circle on the roof of the building. There's a different color from the rest of the building. I think you also see this kind of semicircle shaped tube coming out of the back of the building in under the ground. What do you do?
What do we do about this weird building? What kind of circle we're talking, on the top of the building? Like a magic circle, or?
No, more of like, it looks like it could open. Like it's got like a
Oh,
metallic look to it.
Ah, interesting.
I'll try scanning it.
Okay, cool. You scan it with your newly acquired visor that you got from Vikemon. It gives you readings that it indicates it's some kind of exhaust, which is going to let out some kind of byproduct. It's sort of like a chimney in a way.
Huh.
The Christmas episode was all in preparation for this.
Kagayaki, do you see a way inside?
That's a chimney. Lord knows where it leads. But obviously we said we'd go out in the front door, like frontal assault. We can't just go in through a chimney.
We're not weak.
We must ignore this clear, obvious trap
The clear,
and do the
obvious trap.
sensible thing. I hate that roll so much.
The clear and obvious trap of going in through the sneaky chimney route. Yes.
Yes, Kagayaki, I agree. For once, we are on the same wavelength about these kind of things.
Yeah, clearly that leads to a shredder and we don't just die.
It can only be a good thing that you two are on the same wavelength. I'm going to take off the starting soon screen because I think I've left it on. Yes, I have. Boom.
Oh my god, we're going to die.
No, we're not.
Cool. So the
We're
front
fine.
door is a very, very tall building's front door. It's sort of like a castle gate in a way, but it's made of like steel. It's got bolts around it, and it's, I want to say, roughly 2 stories high. It's a very big building and a very big door. Very heavy. How do you get through it?
Would you classify it as an insurmountable obstacle?
Yes, I would actually.
Okay, in that case, I would like to barrel through the insurmountable obstacle with raw power, please. So
Yeah, please roll physics. What physics?
yes, thank you. Just let me get the description down. So, I think we might be on some kind of a, I don't know, hill like overlooking the building or the entrance to the building, with the army at our back, and everyone is kind of like, there's this tense moment of are we gonna do it? Are we not gonna do it? Then Taisto and Flame Wizardmon step. The two of them stand side by side as Flame Wizardmon kind of casually lifts up his one of his matchstick staffs, and then a fireball, like these streams of fire, start coalescing at the tip of the matchstick staff as a great ball of fire. An absolute cataclysmic inferno starts building up. At the tip, it grows huger and huger, and the scorching heat starts searing off our faces. It charges and charges, and then in almost an instant, this absolute fiery beam of pure destruction shoots out towards the drawers, trying to, absolutely obliterate them. All right, there we go. What's my reckless, please?
Your reckless is +2 at the moment.
Right, thank you. 2d6 plus 2. It's a 9.
Cool. So you do it, but something will go wrong unless you take a condition.
I'm sure there's nothing could go wrong with this one. So it's fine. It's fine.
Got this in the
fine.
bag, really. Like, I mean, time's up. Let's do this.
Yeah. We don't have time for any kind of what's temporary unstable. Also, don't forget the collateral damage.
What about?
Yes, there's collateral damage. Okay, so you
There's significant collateral damage. If I remember correctly.
the Wizardmon unleashes this burst of destruction that flies out of his matchstick in a big beam of energy, kind of like a Kamehameha ray. It connects with the metallic door, which starts to heat up and glow red, and starts to melt away, creating a hole in the center, and eventually it gets through the thick steel and blasts through. The hole widening and the door cracking in various directions, shattering. As the beam pierces the door, you hear on the other side whirring and machinery. You also hear what sounds like something charging up, like kind of noise. I don't know if that got through the microphone or not. I hope it did.
Didn't.
It did not. Okay. It was like.
Right.
Did you hear it? Did it go through?
I heard something.
Okay, it sounds like a big whirring that's charging up. Like, if for some reason my microphone doesn't pick up that noise for some reason.
Yeah, I understand.
And you hear screams on the inside. It literally sounds like someone's being electrocuted alive.
Oh.
You see well, maybe you don't see it, but the door on the roof opens and tons of smoke starts billowing out of there, as well as some excess energy from your blast, Taisto. I think the excess energy kind of spews out as magma as well, and sort of the surrounding trees are like encased in molten lava. You maybe let out a little bit too much energy. But yeah, that's where we're at. The door is down. There is magma everywhere, and there's something screaming in agony inside.
Charge.
All troops. Time's up. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Fuck it.
Yeah. We're gonna go. Let's go.
Cool.
We've got this in the bag.
You all charge, with you three leading the fray. I think it's sort of like that scene from Avengers Endgame where you just like charge at the enemy, and it's like a clash in the middle, but there's no enemy on the other side. You just charge through a door, into a
Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy.
Turns out the door was fucking open.
I think as you three step through the front door, you hear a kind of noise behind you, and then several as the bodies of your army just hit this barrier that's erected between you both.
Great.
A large blue containment fence has erected itself in a dome shape around you all. And as you step inside the fortress, you see sort of spherical charging pod, which is where the beam of light just happened to hit. You see a containment chamber filled with green liquids, Gaiomon floating in the center, tubed up, wired in. screaming in agony. There seems to be electricity coursing through the green liquid. Protruding from his chest is a spherical white ball with an X shape across it. We also see several Keramon. They are in the upper balconies. There's like steel platforms with sort of fencing up at the top. They're all wearing lab coats and doing various things. But there are some that are on the ground floor by the Gaiomon machine that have just like melted because of the blast. And I think a large sort of holographic projected TV screen just flashes up in front of you. And we see Diaboromon's face appear on the monitor. Oh, welcome, Digidestined, he says.
Keramon! How did you counter our masterful plan?
How could you have foreseen this?
Who would have ever thought that you would blast down the front door like you have done every single time that you have ever fought any of my foes?
We
No,
don't do
but
that
you were-
that often.
He says it.
You were supposed to expect that we would change it up this time.
You even left the chimney out,
Yeah.
which leads perfectly right inside here. I see.
He says, yes, but you see, I put the chimney there on purpose. Well, it works as a double win for me because it is an exhaust for my machine, but I also figured you might think it's a trap and use your usual approach, so that's a win for me, he says. Now,
100 IQ.
I am so glad that you decided to show up today. This day where I have my victory. Digidestined, you're going to sit there and you are going to watch.
we draw breath, you will never have your victory, Keramon. Or is it Diaboromon now? Sorry.
My
Don't wanna-
name is
Can't believe you did
Diaboromon.
name him.
I think you see the containment fence around you like jolt with lightnings. And you hear someone laughing and clapping as Higeki steps out from behind the machine.
What a twist!
Fancy meeting you here. Do you like my invention? He says as he taps on the containment barrier around you. Can withstand blasts of energy up to, well, I haven't even found the upper limit yet, he says. It's quite ingenious what Keramon and the Diaboromon and the Keramon are trying to do here. That Digimon is the key to everything, he says as he points back at Gaiomon. A naturally occurring antibody. It causes evolution too. Could you imagine, Kageyaki, the steps that we could take if we could harness that power for the human race?
I would rather not.
You're sick and twisted, Higeki. You have to know that you're in the wrong on this one.
Any step towards advancement, no matter how small, is worth the price. Especially if it's doing something that Kageyaki couldn't do himself.
I mean, if you want to be technical, I simply refused.
He wanders over to the machine. This is my design too. He taps on a couple of computer keys, and the shocks intensify on Gaiomon. Soon we'll have extracted it all, and then he'll be no use to me anymore. Just a shell that I can discard, he says. We have a new host in mind for this one. And there's nothing you can do about it, he says. You can't even bond properly with your Digimon. What kind of Digidestined are you? He says.
Are you really playing that card when you're not feeling nothing about just torturing a Digimon? And we're the poor Digidestined in your eyes?
I think we see... my brain has gone blank. Ludomon, isn't it? For the rookie. I was trying to think. I kept thinking of the champion and ultimate names for some reason. Yeah, Ludomon is beside him and tugs at his mechanical legs. You know, it doesn't seem right. And Higeki turns and just kicks him really hard. He slides across the room and he says, "Shut up! You're just one of those monsters anyway. What do you know? I only keep you around. I only keep you around because you make me more powerful, and you do as I say. Understand?" Yes, boss. Yes. He says as he kind of runs and hides behind the machine that's holding Gaiomon. Stay out of my way. Sorry, go ahead, Testa.
Oh, it was just I just said despicable. I think I had a follow up to that one actually.
That's enough.
Oi, I haven't said that's enough even once. I mean, besides this reference to it.
You just did.
Session. It was just a reference.
So you guys are trapped in an electric cage, basically. Your forces have been sealed outside of the fortress, and as you turn around, you see a swarm of Keramon descend upon them, and they start battling for their lives. We see the Dark Nightmon sort of swinging their spears, trying to slash at the Keramon as they descend, but the Keramon are really fast and take bites out of several of them. We see Digimon expertly just smack them with his stick and disintegrate a few of them. Angelwomon's firing arrows from above with help from Chirumon's arrows that he gives her. Basically, the
Sonia.
battle has started.
Sonia, can you go and help our allies while Kagayaki and I try to figure out how to get the two of us out of this trap?
Well, if I can get out, yes.
You have a portal. you have literal teleportation portals. Use portals.
Wait a minute.
I'm afraid that Sonia's already in the scene with them.
No, they're split into two different scenes. No.
Such a meta move. God damn it. You have a teleporter, but you cannot use it. Why?
Your Digivice glows pink as you try to use the portal, and then it just goes bzz, 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 and just powers
makes
down.
sense. All right. In that
Stop
case,
trying to cheese.
in that case, does anyone want to maybe unleash their powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape our environment, or extend our senses?
Yes, I was about to do so.
Thank you.
Alright. I'm not sure if I can just turn this thing off, so I'll at least try to weaken a very specific spot. When I do, you hammer away at it with everything you got.
All right, I'll distract them while you work on that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. Oi, Higeki. How does it feel to know that you're so much worse than Kagayaki is? Yeah.
He
You're
instantly
mean
rises
too.
to the bait. Like you don't even need to roll for that. He instantly rises to the bait.
Oh, wow.
He
You
rolls
said the
around
word.
and it says, Say that again! Say it to my face! He says as he like walks over to the cage. He's like, Kagayaki is nothing! He did nothing in his life that didn't hurt other people.
You do realize that you literally just kicked your own Digimon partner to cause suffering for the sake of suffering.
This thing is a digital life form. It doesn't have feelings and emotions. It's just programmed to be that way. It's not a living, thinking being like us humans are. He is but a stepping stone in our evolution. Can't you get that through your thick skulls? He looks like absolutely like hysterical.
Yeah. You know, I think Kagayaki actually explained it better to me that one time when I asked him about this, and he seems to think that, you know, just because they were created artificially, maybe doesn't mean that they're any less of a life form than, you know, we are. How do you feel about this? That Kagayaki was able to explain this thing much better to me than you are able to do right now.
What are you trying to get him to do?
Nothing. I was just gonna set this up for he goes for one other trade, and then I'm gonna go. Oh, and speaking about Kagayaki, he just undid your whole trap while you were doing this thing.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
And
he's just stalling.
Cool. In that case, yeah, you like, you know, Kagayaki may be good at explaining things, but the doing and carrying out of those things is one thing that he does not do correctly and safely, because he doesn't test out anything that he makes. He just goes head in and uses them right away without any thought for the collateral damage it may cause. Exhibit A, he says as he points to his own legs.
And that's the last exhibit.
Yeah. Fun story about that. Because Kagayaki is actually pretty good at doing stuff. For example, and also undoing. For example, he has, while you were being an ass, he has undone your entire trap. Kagayaki hit it.
On me! Snake Eyes, go! Here's my powers.
Cool.
To do what? Yeah.
What do you do?
So, I'm basically going to use a... I'm not sure if I can just turn it off. So I'm trying to really weaken a specific spot on it, and then have us hammer away at it.
Would you like to assess the situation first to see if there is a weak spot you could target?
I was going to create one, but sure, yeah. Do I have influence over Higeki?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess technically you would.
If I could give you multiple influences over Higeki, I would.
Alright, so +3 instead of +2. I assume it counts. Uh, 11.
Cool. Ask me a bunch of questions.
Alright, that's 2 questions if I remember correct. Load the fucking thank you. Alright.
3.
Is it 3?
No, it's 2.
No, 2.
Oh, sorry.
I don't have the move.
It's 3 on see through someone.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of see through someone. Yeah.
Alright, what here can I use to create / find the weakest spot in the barrier?
Okay, so when you got encased in the barrier, you saw that it came up from the ground and met at a single point above you, which is why it's dome-shaped. That single point is the weak spot. If you hit it there hard enough, it can destabilize the whole thing.
Alright.
What you can
Yeah?
use to destabilize it? Science.
Yeah, I just code away at it, really.
Yes.
Well, I mean, who here is most vulnerable to me is that's going to give me a +1 on Higeki, so we're taking that.
Yep, Higeki is definitely the most vulnerable to you.
+1, the entire fucking scene on rolls with Higeki. We take those. Alright, and then yield my powers.
Yep.
2d6 +4. If it could go higher, it would. mean?
You do it.
Jesus.
So, are you neutralizing the threat, I'm assuming? What else do you do? You can take hold of something vulnerable to you or create something useful from the environment, whichever makes sense.
I don't think creating something useful makes sense unless I can, like, fucking take a part of the barrier and have it for later use.
I mean, you could maybe replicate it using science.
Yeah, so I neutralize the barrier and I can now replicate it if I need it.
Also, do you want to give me a roll for embodying your crest, for doing sciencey things, finding the weakest spot, etc.?
Abso-fucking-lutely! With no pluses. 7!
Yeah, on a 7 you digivolve.
Oh boy.
Tell us what that looks like.
So, the moment Taisto says, hit it Kagayaki, Kagayaki presses center on the virtual keypad he opened, and immediately a specific part of the barrier starts to glow a different color, and then he goes, there! Hit it there! And all three just unleash attacks from their adult level Digimon, specifically on that part. The barrier just shatters to pieces, and through the smoke, Sanlufon is now Matadorimon.
Can I punch Higeki in the face, please?
Roll to directly engage a threat, please.
Thank you.
With no disadvantage, by the way, because he's also a child.
I think Higeki's dumbstruck is like, Nani?
Bakana!
Checking real quick. Yeah. And yeah. It's a 9 again.
Yeah, so the way I see it is that Taisto that Higeki had come to just to the edge of the barrier to when Taisto was provoking him, and they were having this spat between them, and then Taisto does kind of like steps. So when he said like hit it Kagayaki, he steps aside, revealing Kagayaki doing the whole thing. There's like smoke and flashing lights everywhere as the barrier collapses, and Higeki is all like Nani, and then Taisto just comes out of the smoke and just punches him in the face, and yeah, I want to, and the whole thing basically knocks Higeki flat on his ass, and he can't really do anything about having been punched in the face. Yeah, so I resist or avoid his blows because he was caught so by surprise. That Taisto has the advantage here.
He gets smacked square in the jaw. He goes flying backwards and skids along the floor from how hard you punched him.
That's for Ludoma, you son of a bitch.
He like sits up. My face. You're gonna pay for that, kid. He says.
Oh yeah. The next one will be for Einari.
One moment, I'm just finding my sheet.
Oh shit.
Okay, he.
Yeah, when they mark conditions, they do stuff.
I had it. I had to do that.
He grabs Ludomon. He skidded next to him, grabbed him, lifts him up, and he says, "You merge with me now!" And his Digivice begins to glow. If I remember rightly, his crest was the crest of sincerity, right?
It's the only one that's left is purity/sincerity. So yeah.
Yeah. So his glow's green, and we see
Green is so fucking fitting.
Yeah. You see Gaiamon's like chamber like glow up with the same green because of the light hitting it, and makes it look really pretty. But basically, Ludomon, like his body just sinks into Higeki's body, and we see him start to evolve. I think he just instantly like warps up into Brywiludramon.
Rude?
Yeah, rude.
I got a roll twice for that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm the game master.
True.
He Digivolves straight up,
Well, what?
slams his now front feet down into the ground, creating little craters around him. And he just unleashes a torrent of fire towards you with his wings. The magma on the ground that you created earlier is picked up by the force of the gale that he creates. So there's like spats of molten rock inside the fire that is blazing towards you guys. I think it sears Flewizardmon, who jumps in front of you, Taisto, to kind of try and stave off most of the blasts. He can't control fire after all. But some of the magma that he can't control hits him and leaks through. I'd like you to take a powerful blow, please, from an enemy who is more powerful than you.
Right. So yeah, I see this kind of like a wall of like torrential wall of flame and magma, lava just crashing towards us, and Flame Wizardmon standing in front of Taisto with his matchstick staffs like crossed, projecting this force of magic to kind of redirect or repel this attack. And as these like flecks of lava keep getting through and hitting Flame Wizardmon, we can see that he grits his face together as he never gives up and he's never going to surrender. And I'm gonna roll that awesome thing I get to roll when this happens.
It's such a good move.
It's amazing. It's so good.
9.
Oh, 9.
13.
Oh, 13, sorry. I looked at the wrong roll.
13. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
On a hit, you stand strong
yeah.
and choose one.
Yeah. I think we're gonna rally from the hit. Yeah, I think that's appropriate at this point. So. So after this whole thing, when Brywiludramon keeps just like pouring and hammering more and just keeps exerting more and more force towards Taisto, trying to obliterate him. He eventually has to let go because he's gonna be so exhausted, and the fire dies down, and right there in the middle of this kind of like immaculate circle, almost immaculate circle, safe from most harm, stands Taisto, and in front of him a smoldering Flame Wizardmon. And Flame Wizardmon kind of like wipes his mouth and goes like, "I can do this all day, punk." And I think the troops, at least at the back, can see this, that we're not going to give up, and they feel inspired that they're not going to they won't give up either. And I hope that our esteemed colleagues here also feel the same. But I think Taisto jumps to direction. So Sonia, go and help the troops. Kagayaki, you should probably try to find us a way forward. I'll keep this motherfucker's attention.
With all due respect, I have more striking priorities right now as he rushes towards the cage. Gaiumon fucking dying in front of us.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Of course, good point. Yeah, free him. In my defense, I completely forgot about his presence.
I have never not once forgotten he's there.
It's just like
The
screams
entire
of,
fucking campaign, I'm like, God fucking damn it, when do we save him?
there's like screams of pain coming from the machine, and like Taisto just there like, wait, Gaiamon's here?
No. I, as the player, forgot. Taisto obviously wouldn't forget. Yes.
I'm
So
joking.
originally, yes. So yeah. So Sonia, help the troops. Kagayaki, save Gaiamon. I'm gonna take my frustration out on this bitch.
On it.
Action.
Which bitch is which? Bitch. Okay.
So Sonia, what do you do to help the Caramon onslaught that's happening to the rest of the army that you brought alongside you?
By the way,
question.
Antinemy, are we entering battle as a team?
Yes, you are definitely entering battle as a team. Let's see
Yes,
how it
and-
goes then.
Yes, and I'd say yes, and here.
Does anybody in
Okay,
the team
team,
have
split up.
influence over every other teammate on the team?
Oh,
I don't. Taisto
Nah.
doesn't.
no one has influence over me except Einari.
Cool. Does everybody in the fight have the same purpose? I would argue no, because Sonia's fighting the Caramon while you're fighting Higeki, while Hagiyaki's trying to save Gaiamon, so very different purposes, but
That
Feel free to
depends
argue
on our.
anyway.
We have different immediate goals.
We have the
or
same
immediate
long-term
tasks.
goal.
We have the same goal. We have different tasks.
what's the long-term goal you're all aiming for?
Saving the world.
I mean, that's very broad for this.
I mean, as far as we know, this is the final showdown against the Aboramon, right?
Right, so
Yes,
is
and
your
then we'll
aim
home.
to, like, stop Diaboromon once and for all? Is that, like, the goal?
Yes.
Yeah, basically that's end this fucking arc already.
Want to punch you in the
This arc's
face.
only just begun, my friend. We're in the middle.
Don't
In the middle.
Surely
It
there
really
could be
doesn't
nothing
feel-
else. Nothing else could be going on, right?
Nothing else at all, no.
Yggdrasil, Demon, Lilithmon, Witchelne. What?
Yeah. But as far as we know,
Yeah, we get a cut,
we're here for the final.
we get a
battle.
cut back scene to Witchenly, and Witchenly's like falling to pieces, like fissures open up in the ground. Like there's a lone Wizardmon and Wisemon just trying to stand up to the falling apart world, holding it together with like whatever magic they have left.
But I gave them
Yeah.
2 lines of code!
Yeah, from off camera, a lone Impmon runs into the screen, just screaming like the famous painting, Starry Night, and then runs through the camera.
That's not Starry Night. Starry Night is peaceful.
Sorry, yeah,
That's
My
the
bad, I
scream.
yeah. Literally the scream, yeah.
Starry Night is peaceful.
I'm sorry.
But Go was the one that was screaming.
True.
Right, so
They're both
we'll say you have the same purpose
wavy,
in
blurry
fight.
things.
is any member of does any member of the team mistrust another member of the team, or are we all over our beef now and we can trust each other fully?
Yeah,
That is a no.
he killed
Alright,
people literally in the last fight.
And is your team ill prepared or off balance in any way?
Not anymore? We
Right?
would be if you asked that. We would be if you asked that immediately. But now we're counterattacking, so no.
Cool. So that is 3 team added to the pool. You now have 5 team.
One more thing, Antinomy.
Oh yeah, you have
I
a
would
move,
like
don't
to
you?
posit that I would like to posit that we are following my plan right now.
You are, and
Thank you.
you are doing the attack headfirst plan that is Taisto's plan.
Ooga
Yes.
booga, apes together strong.
And you carry
So-
+1 forward to your next roll as well, so that is 16.
Yes. Right. Thank you. I just had to get that really out of the way after I got the instructions done so that I could trigger the move. What's metagaming? Right, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Sonia.
Someone
how
else
are
wanted
you?
to-
How are you? We'll put the spotlight on you. How are you going to help the armies fight back against Caramons?
That's a good question. In my current state, I probably don't have the firepower to take on an entire army by myself. But I can certainly try. Which members of the army seem like they would be most in danger, maybe, or
Leomon
are
and
they-
Hyugamon, still unevolved.
Leomon wasn't on your list, Kagiaki.
What? He's.
Is he?
he is?
The list is like right here.
Ah, yeah, I see
You
it,
can
I see
read
yep,
it.
Yep, I see Leomon.
I even listed the three we would
Cool.
be temporarily evolving.
Yeah, so I think Leomon, Hyugamon, and the Dark Knight ones are the most at threat. I think the Hippogriffmon is mainly protected by Digimon, who is being an absolute badass right now. He's like spinning his staff around, smacking people with the paw on the end, insta-killing them. You see like Angelwoman, who's flying above it all. She's like using some kind of holy aura to keep the Caramon at bay from her, for now at least. Yeah, the various other Digimon that are with you are all like holding their own. Maybe Triceramon's also having a bit of difficulty. He's only a fresh ultimate level.
Still hilarious how Leomon hasn't evolved naturally yet. Of all the fucking people, Triceramon. God.
So, okay, Sonia is going to fly on Shipmon's back, shooting salve, shooting wool balls at all the Caramon in the vicinity that are threatening the weaker Digimon. The purpose is not really to hurt at all, because no, those aren't really big weapons, but at least give them momentary distraction so that they can regroup. And Sonia is going to lead the charge. The stronger ones cover for the ones that are lagging behind. Don't leave anyone on their own. Be prepared for anything. If you have any ability to shield others or to create anything that any way that would get us rid of the most enemies in the shortest amount of time, please say so. But only if we are on the same page. Are you with me?
Could you roll to... I'm going to say you're supporting them.
Okay, supporting is nice.
Could you roll plus kind?
This kind is really nice for me.
What would
hey.
we also say roll to evolve?
Yeah, you are inspiring them as well, so once you've rolled this, you can also roll to evolve.
Okay, that would be nice. Could I say I have a +1 considering I have influence over quite a few people in the
Yeah, definitely.
room? Not that I probably need it, but you know. Yep, that's fine.
Sweet. So on 11, they hear your words and they take them to heart. Think they all become a lot less worried now that you're here, Sonia. You see them start to ease up a little bit. You see like Digimon covering for Leomon and Hyugamon. You see Triceramon starting to fight back and gain some confidence in his new abilities. And you see Vandemon. He like starts clutching at his chest, and like his shoulders start to bulge and snap. He's like, "Avert your eyes, please! I don't want you to see me like this!" And he just explodes and grows and grows and grows into a giant Venomiotismon. His arms reach out and just grasp hold of several of the Caramon, and he like feeds them to his crotch mouth. I don't know any other way to put that. Yeah, so they're all starting to come into their own. You've inspired them to work better. together rather than fight separately. I think the legions of Dark Nightmon start to get into formations that they remember from when they were led by Murmuskmon, so that they can better defend themselves and defend each other. Yeah, do you want to give me a roll for Digivolution?
I could, yes, I'll try. That one might not go so well, but wrong channel. The neutral roll. Let's go. Oh, it
We're
went
on
pretty well actually.
On fucking fire today. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Now, I want to trial something real quick. So, you've all been
Mhm.
complaining that you can only Digivolve one level every time you roll, and sometimes it's quite difficult to embody your crest twice. And so,
In the same
I've
fight.
come up with a solution to this. So, on a 7 to 9, you Digivolve one time. On a 10 plus, you get to either clear a condition or warp Digivolve.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. That's so good.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yep, I'm all for it.
Cool. Show us what Sheepmon's warp Digivolution to Lovely Andromon looks like.
Ooh, that's interesting. She would spin into a ball while Sonia just gets flung into the air, but it doesn't fall like kind of like what the people in Ghost Game do. Don't ask questions. And she's shooting balls of wool in every direction that blow up like fireworks. And from the rubble in the middle, the ball that is Sheepmon herself is growing and growing and getting more. I don't know how to describe this. It gets more unbalanced, stretchy. It gets a little bit deformed, and it also finally pops like a balloon as lovely Digimon just appears in a cutesy idle pose in the middle, covered in I forgot the name. Oh, it's confetti as well. Well, confetti, yeah, lots of confetti. This is a joyous evolution. Yee-hoo!
Just like Hyogomon and Leomon pulling pie poppers outside of you.
Yes.
Cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, we see lovely Andromon descend upon the battlefield. We maybe have like a cool action sequence where she gets back to back with Andromon and starts firing a bunch of arrows down towards them while you're like kicking them and whatnot, punching them, whatever lovely Andromon can do.
Yeah, which raises the morale of all the troop.
Exactly. The moment that she descends onto the battlefield, everyone's like cheering and like the morale is super high. And yeah, the fight starts to turn its tide. And instead of the Karamon taking chunks out of your army, they start taking chunks out of the Karamon. We cut back to Kageyaki and Taisto. Higeki, as Brywiludramon, is standing between you and Gaiomon right now. You see that the goop that Gaiomon is sort of suspended in is sort of glowing a brighter green than normal, and it has several lines of purple running through it now. Another jolt of lightning strikes through it. He screams in agony as the X-antibody moves further out of his chest. It's nearly all the way out at this point. What do you both do?
Keep him busy.
We implement the plan, which is that I attack and he protect. Or rather say, yeah.
He attack,
So,
protect. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So, having posed for his heroic Captain America moment, just now, Taisto and Flame Wizardmon spring into action. They start running towards Brywiludramon, and all of a sudden, Flame Wizardmon literally explodes forward with a burst of speed, and basically he like flies under Primal Ludramon and trying to use his speed to get behind him and blast him with balls of fire and every attack he knows, just to keep him occupied
Could you also provoke
for
him?
now. I'd rather not. if that's at all possible, I would rather not.
It certainly sounds like you're trying to provoke him into.
I don't
focusing
see
on
why
instead of
you
Higeki.
wouldn't want to
Higeki.
provoke him.
Oh no.
Give me
Because I'm
minus
gonna-
2 reasons for that.
I'm literally going to die if I fail this.
I mean, give me minus 2 reasons why you wouldn't want to provoke.
Actually, it's only -1 because I'm carrying +1 forward right now. Yeah.
Do you have
Well-
Give me
thoughts
minus
over-
1 reasons.
Over Higeki at all? No, you don't.
What? No, I don't have influence over Higeki.
I doubt he would. He's about
Right.
to have because he's going to over. He's going to
Yeah, it's a 4. Nope, I died.
one step closer.
It was
to
nice. It
Paris.
was nice knowing you guys.
One step closer to Paris.
Mark that final potential, Taisto.
Is it the final one?
Yeah.
Really?
That was
Oh,
that
wow.
was my last advancement before actual death.
I'm
Which
pretty
is
sure we said it's
really bad
optional
because
like,
You,
but
you-
yeah,
You can't take the final one until you do your final moment of truth. Though,
yeah,
so.
I know.
that's
I
also
know.
that.
So you have to lock a label and give +1 to another label of your choice.
Yeah. Wait, what? Whatever, yeah. I really did not want this to happen. Oh well.
It's unfortunate.
Oh,
but it
well.
happens. And remember, you still have your alternate moment of truth, so you can unlock and relock something else later on.
Oh
No, but
right
I
now.
would have what I would have ideally wanted to do was I would have unlocked Savior to boost Kind to +2 and get Savior down to +2 and then relock Savior with this advancement. But now the sequence breaks and I'm gonna have bad labels for the rest of the game
Why not just lock Superior at -2 so you can still do that?
because I don't want. I would have liked to have Savior locked at +2. That's what I would have loved to have. Like my ideal end game would have been to have Reckless, Savior, and Kind all locked at +2, and then Unique and Superior fluctuating. But alas, my alternate moment of truth never came.
Yes.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Well, it won't save my labels. So.
Maybe
But
if you
now
ask
at least
nicely.
at least I'm punching in the same like weight class now as all of you, because I'm pretty sure you guys all have max stats right now already. Yeah.
Yeah, my stats are
yeah.
pretty much where I want them.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same.
The only regret I have is Superior is pretty low on me. I didn't realize I would roll Superior so much in this campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are saving a lot of people, so I guess Superior does happen quite a bit. Not Superior.
Yeah.
Savior. Superior is assessing the situation, isn't it? So
Savior being at -1 is so
Yeah.
fucking fun at this point.
Yeah. Having locked Savior at +3 was like bad at the time, but well,
I never regretted it personally.
I have, because it means that I'm so much worse in like Superior and such.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
okay, so
Because
you fail
Yeah,
your roll.
yes, sir.
You
Yes.
slide between
Yes, I
Brian
do.
Drumon's legs, and you blast him in the back. You see him hesitate for a moment as he calculates something in his mind, and he just completely ignores the fireballs hitting him from behind because they're literally barely hurting him. And he's kind of hyper tunnel focuses on Kagiaki instead, and Kageaki is like rushing towards Gaiomon to try and save him, and Bryoiludramon just pounces on top of Kageaki and pins him to the ground, preventing him from getting to Gaiomon. To get to Gaiomon, you're going to have to get through Bryoiludramon one way or another. That is the consequence that I'm giving for this action. He is too focused on besting Kageaki to let you foil his plan, basically. I would also like you, Taisto, to mark a condition, and that condition will be insecure, please.
Sure.
One's up!
Alright.
One's up!
Wait! Oh, have you tried not having bisected him before? It might make, you know, provoking him, you know, away from you a bit easier in the future.
Initially just busted his knee. I didn't know anything about blown up legs until halfway through the session.
Hey, the retcon made it more interesting, okay?
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Oh, yours.
What do you do, Kageaki? You've just been pinned down by Bryoiludramon.
I look him dead in the eye and try to teleport away.
Sure. Could you roll to unleash your powers, please?
I could make the attempt. Do I still have the +1?
Yes, because you're fighting Higeki.
Lovely.
And he is the most vulnerable to you.
10.
Yep, you teleport away. Where do you want to teleport to?
Oh. On one hand, I want to take the gamble and go towards Gaiomon because he wouldn't just fucking destroy his experiment. It would prove him wrong. But on the other hand, he's off the deep end, so he probably fucking would. Let's teleport away from both Taisto and Gaiomon to be spread out.
So say that again. You might cut out for me. I don't know if it's my headphones just doing something weird.
I'm teleporting away from both Taisto and Gaiomon to keep us spread out and
Okay.
prevent collateral damage.
So maybe you teleport up to the balcony area.
Yeah, that sounds safe.
Where there's scientist Karamon working that seems to have taken no note of you yet.
Yeah, fucking blow them up, have the balcony fall on you and lose scientists. Sure. Okay. Fuck. Can I even remote hack? I don't think I can.
Remote
Any
hack.
what?
Yeah, I don't think I can.
You know, you're technologically advanced enough to have Wi-Fi. Come on. What do you want to remote hack?
I mean, I can't anyways because you said there's a new condition for freeing Gaiomon.
Yes, you have to get through Bryoiludramon to do that.
I don't think there's anything else here. I mean, there's a bunch of machinery, you said. Or is it just the thingy?
There's a bunch of machinery. So there's the test tube that Gaiamon's inside of. There seems to be some kind of control panel in front of that Higeki was typing on earlier. There's also big whirring machines that line the sides of the room. They seem to have sort of what's the word? Like interconnecting cogs that sort of spin and turn and connect with each other and cause a sort of spinning wheel motion in the center of each one. Each one seems to have these canisters on either side that have glowing blue energy inside.
Glowing blue? Oh, that's not good. Let's leave those alone. I can take a wild guess at what this is inside those. We probably don't want it to be hurt. Where's the power supply? Can I say it?
Those are the power supply.
Those are the power supply. I'll try to like scan them and see if my initial gut feeling was correct.
You scan them. They seem to be working off of some kind of energy. The energy in question seems to have been absorbed from something in the room. And it seems to be similar to the energy that's produced from digivices.
Huh. Well, so it's not what I immediately thought. I thought it'd be the memory thingies, and they'd be using them as batteries.
No, but it seems to be mixed with something else, and you're not quite sure what.
Well, if he blows those up, Gaiomon stops dying. So I'll go towards that.
So you're gonna try and blow up the power sources.
I'm not going to blow them up immediately, but if he blows them up, then Gaiomon's thingy stops being powered and he stops dying for a few minutes. So that's a win-win.
Okay, so how do you do that?
I whoop over. I teleport over.
And do what? Directly engage with them?
No, I'm just at the thingies. I'm just at the engines.
Okay, you just teleport at the engines and stand there.
If he's giving me the thing, I'll try to check what the fuck the canisters actually are.
So, if you teleport in front of the machines, I think he's gonna kind of storm towards you.
Makes sense.
He starts gloating. It's like, I bet you couldn't create something this complicated and ingenious. Bet you don't even know what it does.
I'm not sure I would want to create this, to be honest.
It's the next step in our advancement, Kageyaki.
That sounds bad.
Listen here, and hear it well. You will never know what I went through because of you. I was never visited by you in the hospital. I was left alone, in a coma. I visited the digital world with my consciousness. Do you know what it feels like to not have a body at all, and then wake up from a coma and find out you don't even have legs anymore? That nobody came to visit you. No one at all.
That sounds like a lie. You have parents.
He's definitely trying to lower your kind and raise your reckless. Do you accept that?
I mean, I can't imagine Kageyaki never visiting. Like, his issues start later.
You 100% visited. We saw that in a flashback. You 100% visited him, but to him you never visited.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to reject that. I have +1 because I have influence. Do I get the +1 from the assess as well?
What are you doing to him? Just denying it.
Denying it and like telling him, what the fuck are you talking about? I came like every day and you have parents.
Okay, yeah, you have +1.
Okay, so I have +2.
You have +2.
Surely! 14! Critical, baby!
Yeah. Cool. So when you reject someone's influence and you get a hit, you get to choose 2 of the following. You can either clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong in some way. Shift 1 label up and 1 label down of your choice that is different to what I said, or cancel their influence over you and take +1 forward against them on the next roll.
I'm going to go ahead and take away his influence.
Okay.
And I also choose 2 because it's a 10+. I guess I can try to mark potential. There's no real point in it. Actually, can I not choose anything? They are all useless.
Do you not want the
My
potential?
my next 2 levels are dead.
Hey, you get to take another move from your crest. You could take the Overwatch move finally.
It's dead on arrival.
Why is it dead on the rival?
I don't have influence over the entire team and I can never do that.
Okay, fair.
It's dead on arrival, there's no point. Can I just choose one?
I'm afraid you have to choose 2 because you got a 10+. That's the rules.
Okay. I guess, yeah, I'll clear condition or, Is there a point? Shift 1 level up, 1 level down. Do I want to change my labels myself?
If you did do that, you'd have to put Reckless down and Kind up.
Yeah, that works. Reckless down, kind up, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, so like, he looks at him with a genuine puzzled look on his face. What on earth are you talking about? First of all, I came every day. Second of all, you have family. Obviously, at least your mother or father would come. Higeki, are you okay?
You might have parents that love you and care about you enough to visit you in a hospital bed while you're in a coma. I don't have anyone like that, he says.
Higeki, I've met them. They're lovely people. What are you talking about?
I remember it all clear as day, Kageaki. Can't fool me. Nobody visited me. I asked the nurses. No visitors. I saw your memories, he says. You didn't visit once.
I saw my memories as well, and I did.
Then you've been deceived.
Higeki, Diablomon's lying to you. He lies to everyone. Everyone he meets is a means to a cause. He doesn't care about you. He just sees someone down low and says whatever bullshit they want to hear so that he can use them.
You're wrong, he says. Diablomon cares about me more than anyone has ever cared about me.
Then
Poor,
where the fuck is he
sad,
right now?
disabled Higeki, who can't do anything for himself, and is always in your shadow. And finally, someone recognizes my genius. Somebody thinks that I am useful. I don't care if he likes me, if he cares about me, if he wants to throw me away. I am useful to him, and he sees it. Why can't you? Why did you never find me useful? I was just your guinea pig the whole time. Hey Higeki, try this out. Hey Higeki, use this new invention I made. Look where that got me, he says.
Hey Higeki, let's fix a visor together. It's too complicated for me. Remember that one?
I remember you stealing my design and passing it off as your own, he says.
Higeki, we made that together.
Could
Both
you
are our...
roll to see through his mask? Not see through his mask, to what's the word? See through someone.
I can make an attempt. That's also a +2, I think. Let me make sure the wording on assess.
It's plus kind.
Yeah, I'm still acting on the answers. It's a blanket effect. It's not forward, so I still have +2.
Cool.
2d6 +2. Fave. I take a useless level.
Okay.
Unlock my hidden potential. I take a move from my crest. Useless text. Waste of space. To me. Okay.
I mean, you can still use the when you contradict someone else's plan during the battle, you may lose your influence over them to add an additional team to the pool. That's still live.
Yes, for one entire person.
Yep.
So Sonia has to make a plan during a battle, and I have to disagree with it. That's never going to go off. That's never going to go off.
You can see that Higeki truly believes the words he's saying. He thinks that nobody cares about him, that you think you're more intelligent than him, that he's always been in your shadow, that you take his ideas from him and pass them off as your own, that only Diaboromon has ever seen value in him. He doesn't care if he gets discarded later. Like, he is...
Okay.
Like, he fully believes that nobody cares about him.
Yeah, those are all things I already knew. Like, Einari also told me, and it's been dead obvious. So that sounds like a failure as well. Alright, no new information.
But I think it also maybe hits you a little bit, because while you did visit him, maybe there's still some underlying guilt about what happened with him.
Yeah, no shit.
So I'd like you to mark guilty. As he basically lays into you about how inadequate you made him feel.
Okay, I'll also extra mark guilty because, like, I can't easily make him snap out of this. And I feel like I should be able to.
Do you know why? Kageki, do you know why I want to take the human race to the next level? It's because people like you take away the things that matter most to people like me. If everybody was more advanced and more evolved, perhaps we could live in a more utopian society where I don't have to lose my legs or my ideas or be unloved. I can rise above that, and so can everybody else. And they can see how much genius I truly have for once. They can see that I had an idea that saved all of them. No more disease, no more famine. Everyone would have increased agility and strength and be the best pinnacle of what they could be. An antibody that would save the human race. And you're standing in my way.
You do that, and then what? You create a new utopia. Nobody needs anything. Everything is perfect. Nothing to strive for.
And what's so wrong with that? Why can't we all just live in happiness and peace and not strive for anything? Striving for things is what lost me my legs.
You may have been lied to, but I still remember all the time we spent together, the pure glee after every invention we made together. How our hands were shaking, we were almost falling asleep by the time the visor was done, or we were laying down and adding our signatures to it so that everyone would know we made it together. There would be nothing to do, no one to help. Both your and my brain would be useless there. You would feel even worse than you already do in such a society.
You didn't put my signature on it. You just put your own and passed it off as your own. I remember,
right here.
Kagayaki, the glee that I had
It's-
when you took my invention and passed it off as only yours.
It's right here! And he just... Fuck it, he throws it at him. Like, it's right here! Right next to mine. Hell, it's above mine.
Impossible.
He's lying to you, Higeki.
This is some kind of trick. You obviously engraved that in afterwards to fool me. I know what I remember. I remember the pain. I remember being shamed so much. I never wanted to invent anything again. But I
Higeki,
rose from those ashes. I promised that I would do something that would overshadow anything you could do.
Higeki, think about it. You're the only person I know who can keep up with me. I know you're smart. I know you can also figure this out. Think about it. Think about the tools Diablomon has. He has a Digimon that can manipulate it can store memories. And he has the entire magic system of Witchelny inside him right now. Meddling with a single human's memory? Child's play. You've seen him. He doesn't care about people. Why wouldn't he stoop so low? Please, Higeki. Come back to us. To me. I need you. I've always needed you, damn it.
No, I wouldn't be tricked. No, not me. No, I can't be tricked. I'm too clever for that. False memories, my butt. Karamon finds use in me. Nemosaimon's too kind to do that kind of thing to me. You don't know him. You've never met him before. He's such a nice and kind and good Digimon. He would never abuse me like that. No, never. Kakiaki. Even if he has fooled me, it's too late now. He says.
No, it's not. You haven't gone off the deep end. Not yet.
He definitely has.
We can still fix this. Please, Higeki. I'm begging you. Even if things can't be the same they were always. Just one more try. Please.
Could you please roll to provoke him?
Provoke him, not persuade with the best interests. Alright.
Oh, do you have persuaded best interests? Go for that then.
Yes. I sure do. And it's a +4, I think, because it's a plus superior and I have +2 still.
Cool.
12.
Cool.
They bite and act accordingly. He'd bite without the +2. Bite, that's a wording. I'm not sure I like that wording.
Oh no! He says as he glows green and devolves back into Higeki. He grabs his head, pulls at his hair. No! It's all wrong. It's conflicting. The numbers that don't add up. The integers and the values, they're all wrong. He says as he grabs his head. Everyone left me alone, Kagiaki. Why? Oh, how are my initials on this?
Kagayaki will slowly approach. He'll reach down his hand. Also, can you repeat that? You were doing a robot voice there.
I was doing a robot voice?
Yeah, the sound was a bit fucky, at least to me.
Okay, sorry. I said in Higeki's voice, how can my initials be there? The memories, they don't add up, they're not right, everyone left me alone, but why are my initials there?
Because it's the truth, Higeki. You've always been like another part of me. We made the best team. I was truly a fool after your accident, and the excuse I gave you back then is still true, and it's still as stupid as it was back then. Please let me make up for that, for the second worst mistake of my life. The first being the invention itself. Take my hand. Let's become the world's best team once more. I still believe in you. I believe in the Higeki I know.
You see his eyes are shaking. He looks like he's in visible terror at the thought that his own memories could betray him. Everything I've done, everything I've strove for has been to spite you. Why? Why would you extend a hand to me of all people after everything I've done?
Because, like you hated me, I hated myself after that. Part of the reason I've been sleepless almost every night trying to fix this whole mess is the guilt of not being able to help you.
I think he slowly starts to reach out his hand towards yours. And as we do that, I'm going to cut to Sonia.
Oh, okay, yes. Don't mind me.
Sonia, the battle rages on outside. You're slowly pushing forward against the forces of Caramon, but they seem to be an endless swarm. They seem to be coming from a white portal just above the complex, spewing forth in hordes. Sorry, one second. My dog needed to go outside. I just got him. Yeah, they're spewing forth in hordes. And I think Diaboromon appears on the screen again, but this time outside. Sanaya, it has been too long. Why do you never return my calls anymore?
Oh god.
Listen, I hope there's no hard feelings amongst friends. I only wanted to bring out your true potential. And look at you, he says. A shining beacon of hope. An angel. The very thing that stomped on the dreams of so many. What a marvelous digivolution you've brought to the table. But you've fallen into, well, you think you've won, don't you? He says. But you haven't. I wanted you here, you see. That energy you Digidestined give off. The light of evolution. That's what I need. You see that from the back of lovely Andromon, energy is being siphoned off through that white portal that the Caramon are spewing through. You also see that purple energy is leaking through from the chimney of the building, and also leaking into the portal. What do you do?
Here you go again. Tackling, taunting, acting like you know it all. So what? If we came here just storming in right the front door, Oh, poor little us. We're too much too stupid to come up with a clever plan, and we've fallen right into your hands once more. Ma ma ma. You know, the fact that you need to reassure yourself that you've got everything under control just makes me think that you're insecure. Maybe you need to prove to yourself that you actually do know what you're doing. Hmm? But you're playing with forces that you cannot comprehend. So, go for it. Siphon this energy. That makes you happy. But that will be the last thing you do. I hope you understand.
You humans are so interesting. I love that sense of hope you have. I am counting on it, Sanaya. I am counting on it being the last thing I do. Come and get me if you can, he says. And the screen turns off. I think we see a tendril-like arm slip through the portal, grasping it from either side. Another leaps through and grabs the other. Diaboromon's head pops through the portal. His eyes look wildly all over the place as he crawls the rest of the way out. His body is large, bigger than usual. He seems to be showing off his full power at this point. The pink energy that connects his hands and his feet and his tail to the rest of his body is glowing more brightly than it ever has before. It's thickened and bulked. His eyes lock onto a target and he jumps.
Target besides me?
A target besides you.
Okay, so I can't let that happen.
His hand pierces through Digimon's back.
Ooh, is that fast?
You hear Digimon. He's holding Digimon's Digicore. That's a mouthful. Digimon's Digicore in his hand. If there's one thing I have learned about humans, it's fighting you head on is no fun at all. But taking on your friends, that is where you're weak. He crushes it in his hand, and Digimon disintegrates immediately.
Okay.
You what, mate?
Okay. Okay.
I think we see in the distance behind you the dark areas bubble just dissipates completely.
You always with your dirty tricks. Okay. If that's how you want to play. The Digicore is completely crushed. Can I do anything? I do have magic, but what would be the best course of action in this case?
I would like you to mark angry, by the way, because of what just happened.
Makes sense. Yeah, sure. Sonia is certainly quite a bit pissed off. You think you could come here and just take the family of others like it were nothing, just for fun? Okay. we'll see how you like when it happens to you. In this case, and lovely Angemon, powered by the forces of anger and hatred, is going to pull up a flurry of punches that are all going to aim at the remaining Caramon at the same time, pinning them to the ground.
Pinning them to the ground and destroying them, or just pinning them to the ground in general?
I'm debating if I'm destroyed. Yeah. I'm going to punch them a lot and see if the reaction of Diablomon does anything. Does it seem like he cares about anything that's going on?
So wait, you're punching his Digimon to the ground, you're not killing them yet?
Not yet, just to see. I'm giving him a lot of pain, see if he reacts to it.
Could you roll
See if there's any crack into his facade, so
yeah,
to speak.
could you roll to see through him then?
Yes. If someone was you trying. I think I don't know. Maybe I do. No, it does not. What do Then should be good. That should be good.
Just ask 3 questions.
Okay. How could I get him to be riled up, pissed off? What could I use to hurt him the most in this scenario? What does he care about them?
He cares about his family the most. The other Caramon. He truly loves them. And as you pin them to the ground, you can visibly see that it pains him that they're getting hurt.
Oh, that's good. That's good leverage. Yeah, okay. What are you really planning? The planning is long term, and intend to do is right now. Is that right?
So sorry, say that again.
What are you the difference between what are you really planning and what do you intend to do is the plan is long term and the intent to do is what he's going to do next.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So which one are you picking?
I guess I could pick both. I'll see the long-term plan first. What is the big objective? He did say he wanted our energy, but
So there's a few hints that you've seen in the environment already. He's planning to extract the X antibody from Gaiomon. Higeki said that there is another host that it's designed for. We don't know who that is yet. But you know that he's wanting to implant that into somebody else. So that's one plan. You can also, and it's a weird thing to notice, but Sonia, because she's quite emotional, picks up on it. It physically pains him that you're pinning his brethren to the ground, but he also seems kind of happy about it.
Okay.
Like he wants you to hurt them, but he also doesn't want you to hurt them. Does that make sense?
I see. So he's gaining something from me hurting them, I'm guessing.
Yes, but he's also, very worried for them.
Yes. That's interesting.
And then he's obviously absorbing your Digivice energy for some reason.
Okay. Somehow is absorbing my energy. Okay, so yeah, the problem is that I would need to assess the situation to ask the questions related to this.
You also have one more question, by the way.
Yes. I feel like what do you want me to do is pretty much the same thing as what you're really planning. Would be more of the same thing. I probably want.
So it'd be like, what do you want me to do right now? Basically, would be the.
Yeah. But what do you what do you intend to do next? So I could, potentially anticipate if he's trying to pull the Digicar of someone else.
He intends to rile you up by killing your friends one by one.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now that will conclude this move. Could I do a big through the power of light and teleportation and magic and all of this? Possibly. I don't know if I should teleport the army away or teleport me and Diablomon away somewhere else. I don't know which is more feasible in this current circumstance.
Which ability are you using for this?
Which move?
Yeah.
Good question. I'll save you might make sense since he's about to hurt a lot of people. I'm willing to pay a high cost, which might mean that I inadvertently follow up on his plans by using a lot of energy to teleport people away. I don't know who yet. Yeah, that could be what it is, or that could be will my powers, because that's something only me or my demon can do.
So what are you trying to teleport away? You're trying to teleport yourself and Diaboromon somewhere else, or you're trying to teleport everybody else somewhere else?
That's what I'm questioning right now. I don't know which one seems the easiest task to do.
Neither of them are easy tasks because
Yeah.
one has an unwilling subject and the other is a lot of people at once. Also, you're probably not very confident that you can fight Diaboromon alone either, simply because when you fought his Keramon brethren, they were a challenge for you alone. And if he's like the granddaddy of all Keramon, like he's probably going to be a lot more stronger.
That's for sure. But I wonder, keeping the army around, would that provide us with a? Are they giving us more of an advantage, or should they be going away?
They probably can't hold Diaboromon at bay very easily themselves, but they can stave off other attacks from like the Keramon that are around him and whatnot.
Okay, I'll sacrifice myself and Diablomon then. Even though I can't take him on my own, I'll try and create some space between the others, so that they can get rid of the army and potentially help the others, my friends,
Cool. Can you roll? Well, it's not rolling. Can you mark a condition or sacrifice something important to you?
Okay. Sacrifice something important. I don't know if I can sacrifice anything physical. My safety. Does that work? Maybe insecure or afraid. Insecure because that's a big stupid idea. Yeah. Before going, can I quickly relay to the others? They're absorbing our powers, and they plan to do something with and get rid of the antibody. Yeah, get rid of the antibody as soon as possible, guys. Or tell them to Kagayaki and Taisto. I'm sure they'll figure out something.
Cool. So when you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, which is Diaboromon, you got a 12 plus automatically. So you keep them safe and you choose one of the following. You can add a team to the pool, take influence over the people that you protected, or clear a condition.
I can clear a condition, right? What? Oh.
You just can't clear the insecure because you just marked that one.
Yeah. I was about to say that seems a bit strong. Yeah. Clear condition. Influence over the others was not going to be very useful. But clearing angry doesn't make much sense because she's still angry. Add that team to the pool then. Yeah, that seems like the we have a lot of teams, so hopefully that comes in handy. Yeah.
Cool. So we have 17 now.
Wow.
Cool. And you
Okay.
teleport away. What does that look like?
What does that look like? She is going to gather a lot of energy from punches, redirect all of a sudden. Just the punches create just stop hitting the Caramon which have been pinned to the floor, and instead aim at the empty sky, which creates a crack, creating a sort of a void that is absorbing Lovely Angemon, myself, and Diablomon, which was right behind, and yeah, should close right afterwards. I'm not sure where we're going. Somewhere secluded. I don't know if I can go very far with this, but you tell me what I'm able to do.
I think because of how powerful Diaboromon is, it has to be somewhere relatively close by, but you can teleport them. Especially
Okay,
because, you know, he has a mastery of portals himself.
It is true. It is true. So I guess the other side of the
What
whole
would be really
area.
cool would be if we had like a scene where like you get really angry with him for killing Digimon, and you like open a portal behind him, punch him through it, and we like appear in another location, and then he like counterattacks, opening a portal behind you and punching you through it, and we like go through a bunch of different locations until we end up wherever we need to be.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Someone's seen What If?
Yes, it's exactly that scene from What If where he smashed through his dimensions.
I'm all for it. Cool scene.
Cool. So where do we end up? We get a scene of you like you punch Diaboromon into a secluded location, which is like the Grey Canyon, and then he jumps back and pushes you through, and we end up in the Dokugumon woods, and then you punch him through another one, and we end up in the dark area with the bubble decaying around you, sandstorm buffeting you, and then he pushes you back, and maybe you're, I want to say 100 feet from where you started, in the forest area to the east of Icon City. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Cool.
We'll take this one-on-one, big boy.
You think you can stop me? You can't even save yourself.
You say that as if I wanted to be saved. Clearly, you don't know me very much.
I know you very well, Sonaya. Because you're just like me. He reaches out with his tendril hand, and he goes to grab you directly. Not your Digimon, you. What do you do?
What do I do? What do I do? Do I want to let that happen? Probably not. I don't know if I could. Well, my balance on Celestial Light. No. Might let this happen since I don't have any charge left on my holy power. I can. I trust Lovely Angemon to use this opportunity to create to attack him when he's vulnerable, as he's trying to take me instead. She knows she can she can count on me as well, and even though it seems very dangerous, we've been through worse, and it's not the first time I've been grabbed. So, I have my ways to hold on for a little bit as she's preparing a devastating attack, potentially,
Cool, yeah,
charging magic and all the energy.
So we see you get grabbed by Diaboromon. His hand is literally as big as you at this point, so like you're enveloped in the hand. It's basically the scene where TK gets grabbed by Devimon all over again. and we see lovely Andromon charge up and like jump forward with a leaping fist, and then we cut back to Taisto and Kageyaki.
Take
Taisto,
my hand.
we haven't had you on screen for a while, Taisto. What are you doing in this situation?
I think there's been a change of plans. While while the original plan was that Taisto distracts Higeki and Kagayaki then rescues Gaiomon, I think, considering how Higeki is currently being completely occupied by Kagayaki, it's up to Taisto to save Gaiomon then. And
Press the red button.
Yes.
This says KILL.
So after seeing, there's a reason why Taisto wanted Kagayaki to handle this rescue business first, because it's complicated machinery. Gaioma might die, but he's going to die anyway if no one does anything. So we're just gonna punch things and see if it makes things better. That's fine by you. So I think that we kind of open up. I think we would open up with Kagayaki or a side profile of Kagayaki and Higeki's discussion right in front of the vat or tank that Gaiomon is in, and then it's kind of like hands up, and we see Flame Wizardmon climb on top of the whole thing, and then he like raises his matchstick staff and smashes down, trying to break the whole thing open and see if it's going to save Gaiomon from the immediate threat of being killed by this whole contraption.
Cool. Could you roll to unleash your powers, please?
What?
Unleash your powers. Unleash
Sure,
some powers, please. That's not the worst thing.
Oh, it's the same as I would have had for defend. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So,
Yes.
10. Oh yeah, easy, boys.
You slam down your staff on the machinery. Fire courses through it, and it smashes. Pipes burst from the tube, and steam spews out the end of one of them. Another pipe unleashes itself and spews green goop everywhere. And then the glass shatters around Gaiomon as he's flooded out of the system and skids along the floor. The X-antibody is barely inside his chest at this point. It is literally like the sphere on his chest. It's not even inside him anymore.
Yes, yatta. I don't know what to do next.
First you grab a hammer, and then
I think we like get the scene of Kageyaki and Higeki reaching out hands to each other, and then they just hear this massive explosion, and Gaiomon slides between the two of them.
wait, ain't that bad?
All right, so we're gonna rush to Gaiamon's aid to try and to shield him away from any potential assailants that might be jumping out of the woodworks any second now.
I think it's at this moment, Kageyaki, on your visor, you get an image of lovely Angemon. You see that she's fighting against Diaboromon himself.
Oh no.
Diaboromon's grasping something in his hands, and every time lovely Angemon throws a punch, he hits some kind of invisible wall that shimmers white. And you see Keramon turn to her and say, "Oh, you cannot hurt me. We have a deal, remember?" What do you do when you see this information?
Oh no. Fuck! Higeki, Gaiomon, Sono. Higeki, how are you? How are you? Are you like, are you back to us? Please?
What does that even mean?
He's like panicking.
He's
Clearly
he's
panicking.
clearly like panicking and questioning his own reality right now.
So is Kagayaki. I was describing Kagayaki.
Oh, okay. Higeki's in the same state. I think you hear like something land behind Higeki. We have no time to be gawking and panicking. Astamon appears behind him.
Astamon! Yes, you were here, right. Oh, fuck! Sonia needs help! But Higeki and Gaiomon,
down.
they also need help.
Calm down. Sonia's going to be okay.
What?
Diaboromon needs her alive. Save Gaiomon, he says.
How the fuck do I save him? He looks around like, what can he even use to put that thing back?
Like reading your mind, Astamon just taps you on your head. Use
Can I
what's been
leave?
given to you, Digidestined. The crest of knowledge flows through you.
Can I really just do this without any tools?
I'm sorry?
Can I really just do this without any tools?
He waves his arm around you. You're in a science facility. You have tools abundant. I know you can do this.
Okay.
He like loads a gun. I'm gonna go see my old friend, he says. As he runs out of the door.
Wait.
Heads in the general direction of Sonia.
Wait, no, you don't leave yet.
Okay.
Taisto, Higeki, give me a boost here, because he's not going there perfect level.
You want what?
Sign our Digivices on him, so he can at least get there an ultimate level. I'm not letting him go to Diablomon as a perfect.
If you think it's gonna work, then I trust your judgment of something. I don't. Well, we'll see. Yes. So we shine our Digivices on him
Astamon.
Astamon. Yeah, thank you, Astamon, to help him evolve to ultimate, at least temporarily.
Cool. We see energy shining through him as he starts running away towards where Sonia is.
Be fast! You're on a timer! Okay. Higeki, look at me. Snap out of it. At least for now. We can have a mental breakdown later. Right now I need you, okay?
Okay. I trust you,
Okay.
he says.
You know this lab better than me. What tools can you use to put this thing back inside him?
Well, it's the containment facility, and he like looks behind him and sees the shattered equipment and the destroyed containment tube.
Exactly.
He's like, oh shit.
We're going to have to think on our feet.
We're gonna need tools, equipment, and a blowtorch, he says. He like cracks his knuckles and uses his mechanical legs to jump to the upper balconies. Yeah, he is really good agility at the moment. We see him like kick one of the Caramon out of the way, and like steal his blowtorch. We see him grab some mechanical tools from up the stairs, some tubing, some wires. He yells back, "Do we have any way to make perspex glass?"
If the thingy was made of that, then we have the glass that's left over.
Can we melt it down and reconstruct it in any way?
We have furnaces and Flawizarmon. I think you have fairness.
He says. He rushes to try and aid remaking the tube, basically. He's panicking frantically. He's like, if we don't put that X antibody back in his body, what he was planning to do with it is but my proudest work, he says.
Yes. Alright, Tyson Flag Wizardmon, with me, we need to get the glass made ASAP.
Just tell us what we need to do.
Alright. Kayakin Universe tells you what you need to do.
Kagayaki gives you a montage detailed explanation of how glass works and how you can melt it down and restructure it.
Right. Yeah. So, Flame Wizardman performs like a neat party trick where he like runs his hand over one of his magic staffs and it actually turns into a glass blowing pipe. Just a party trick, and then blows the glass into whatever it needs to be. Yeah.
Cool. Could you give me a roll to unleash your powers, please?
No, I'd rather not. Nope, I definitely do not want to do that.
Afraid you're gonna have to.
Why are you making me do all these rolls? It's like you want to kill me for real.
I'm just trying to get you involved, you know.
Eight. Okay, it's 8. All right.
Okay, so it's going to be unstable or temporary in some way.
I'll take the condition, whatever.
Cool. So for Wizardmon glass pipes, the tubing that is required for the machine that was keeping Gaiomon suspended. You take some time fitting it back in, repowering the machine. And Higeki says, okay, now all we have to do is reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Fuck!
Please. What? Polarity in a neutron flow?
Yes, exactly what he says. It's simpler than it sounds, so just leave it to us.
You see him typing frantically on the computer and it whirs to life. The energy starts pulsing back through. And you see the X antibody begin to slowly push its way back inside Gaiamon. He is still yelling in agony as this happens, by the way. It is not a pleasant experience for him to have this pulled out and pushed back into his body at a whim.
I'm not sure I have something for that. I can try to use the calm emotions, but I don't think that's a painkiller.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think he's just in pain, and it's nothing you can really do about it. I think the X antibody eventually goes back into him, and he gasps as the machinery glows bright green, and then overloads, and the glass smashes again. Smoke goes everywhere, and from the smoke we see 2 silhouettes. And then we'll cut back to Sonia.
Lovely.
Hello, I'm about to die.
Don't worry
Please
about it.
remember me.
Sonia, I think we're going to cut forward slightly in time. You've been trapped in his hand, and lovely Andromon's been trying to get you out to no avail, because some magic is preventing her from taking back her end of the deal, i.e. giving you to him. So Diaboromon has taken you to a second facility that was close by. You're now strapped to a table. You have a ball and gag in your mouth. Your arms are strapped down and your legs are strapped down.
That is.
and a hooded Digimon stands over you as you come into consciousness. He's got a big plague doctor mask on. He's got these big shiny glass eyes. He's got big ears sticking up top of his hood. He's got vials that align his long white robes. This is the description Astamon gave you of Nemesimon.
Okay, good.
Dear child, such torture and torment has befallen you in your life. I'm so sorry that it's come to this. That it's you or the world. And I must preserve the world at all costs. He places his middle two fingers on your temples. His eyes glow a bright green, and memories start to pour out and fill up the vials. It's a somewhat pleasant but not pleasant experience at the same time. Like, it's not painful, and there are good memories coming out. You see your birth parents. You see how happy they were to have you, that they loved you, that they had to give you up. You see your happy times at the orphanage, all your friends, Stella. But then you also see your bad memories. You see Stella's leaving you. You see how you prevented a bunch of children from finding the happiness. You see the dark stuff as well, and it all leaks out. You see a trip on vacation that you took with school. You see a holiday that the orphanage took you on. You see the world that you'd left behind. And all of that is flowing into the vials of Nemesimon. What do you do?
As that happens, a single tear comes out of Sonia's eyes. But she think she can do very much on her own. But Lovely Angemon was on standby for a while. I actually didn't think she would try and snatch me out of Diablomon's hands as I let myself get grabbed. Instead, I think Lovely Angemon was probably trying to read the flow of energy, of mystical light energy of evolution. See how Diablomon is, redirecting it towards himself or whatever contraption is got running, and see if she can interrupt this flow instead, so it doesn't get any more energy that he needs.
Okay. I think that, you notice as you look around, Lovely Andromon and Diaboromon are both missing. It's just you and Nemesimon. You can't reach your Digivice right now to look through her eyes and see what's going on.
So I can't say if I can. I have no way of knowing if she's successful or not.
No.
Okay. So in the meantime,
I think
big boy
I think
Nemesimon.
I think Nemesimon undoes the gag around your mouth. He says, "I
Thank you.
apologize for
Thank
keeping
you.
this on you. It's a precaution. People tend to bite their tongues when I mess with their heads."
I was about to say, can I use telepathy now because I didn't have a way to talk. Hello, sir, Nemesimon, I presume.
Good evening, Digidestined.
Don't feel bad. If there was truly the choice between me and the world, I'd do the same thing. But please tell me, what do you plan on accomplishing by doing whatever it is you're doing to my head? I'm not sure I quite understand. Some things are going out and...
I don't understand quite why, he says. But Diaboromon requires memories. But not memories of our world, the digital world, but experiences from yours.
Okay, but I'm not really asking for whatever Diablomon is planning on doing, actually. I was wondering, what were you doing in all of this? What do you think about Diablomon's plans and ideals?
They are most heinous. Terrifying. He intends to plunge this world into darkness once more.
And you can't do anything to fight back?
He has something of mine. Something very important to me. I can't make a move against him or he will destroy it. That is a fate worse than plunging the world into darkness.
May I ask what it is? After all, surely I have the right to know the reason why you're willing to kill me in the first place, right?
He has the source codes. The memory of the former digital world and the present one. I document it all. You see, I'm a bit of an archaeologist, a historian, if you will. I document everything, every memory, every event, every rock and every stone, every blade of grass. I have documented it and stored it as source code so that I can reboot and fix things if they break. That is my purpose. I am a doctor and a historian. And without those vials, if he destroys this world, there is no hope of returning it. I cannot risk that.
Makes sense. How did he get his hands on something so important?
He threatened the life of a dear friend of mine. If I didn't hand them over, he would kill him. Destroy him completely, Digicore and all.
So much for sacrificing one to save the world, huh?
You don't understand. This Digimon believes in me. He looks up to me. He wants to follow in my footsteps. He sees me as some kind of great savior. How could I look at myself in the mirror in the morning if I let him die? And if I let him die, Diaboromon would just go on and grab someone else. The only way to stop the cruel cycle of violence was to give it over.
Really? And yet look at what you're doing now. Does the cycle seem broken to you?
If we can get back those vials, it will be.
And if you kill your only source of hope, are you sure you'll be able to take back those vials on your own?
My only
If you were
source of
about...
hope. I'm not
We
killing
are.
you, Sonia. I'm merely taking what is necessary.
Oh.
He leans in and gives you a bit of a smile. But Diaboromon said nothing about keeping you here.
I see. Well then, take as much as you need. My memories are not important to me, I guess. My life was not either. I'm so prepared to make any sacrifices if need be, but...
But that's not true. I see so much in these memories of yours. You say you don't care, but you really do deep down. You say that you'd sacrifice anything. There are those things that you hold most precious. Hold on to those things, Sonia. Make sure they ground you. You will fly higher than anyone ever has before. He removes his fingers from your temples. They kind of snap away. It's a little bit painful. It singes your temples when he does that.
Okay.
It's like, sorry, that's the after effects of absorbing so many memories.
What do I still remember now?
You still remember everything. He's just made copies.
Okay. That's fine.
And he says, once I deliver these vials to Diaboromon, my part in his scheme is over. I'm free.
Well, I would wait a little bit before doing so, because knowing Diabolomon, I'm sure he wouldn't make good on his deals. He is quite the tricky one, you see.
On the contrary, Sonia, Diaboromon has upheld every single deal that he has made, even the ones where, unfortunately, the other person's end of the bargain could not be fulfilled. And in those instances, the forfeit is your data, and I don't intend on becoming ones and zeros anytime soon. I cannot delay. This is the deal.
Yes. What I meant to say is, once he's completed his end of the deal, nothing is stopping him from removing you from the picture. He's much more powerful than you, after all. Well, sorry for assuming, but...
Can Diaboromon revive an entire world?
That I do not know.
I am
Would you be willing
powerful not
to-
in combat strength, but in power. I am surpassing him greatly. I'm just weak when it comes to defending myself and others.
Would you be willing to trust me a little bit? I would like to maybe have a vision. Yes, to see where he stores the vials and what will happen once the Diabolomon fulfills his deal with Nino Simon.
Okay, what do you need to roll for that again?
Don't think I need to roll anything. It's a divine aspiration. I just remove
Have a
balance.
vision about the situation at hand. After the vision, ask the
Yep.
GM a question. He'll answer it honestly. Okay, so we see a vision.
I will remove this thing.
We see Diaboromon.
Actually, I don't think
We see him laughing, clashing against lovely Angemon. We get a zoomed in shot of his chest, and then a sort of X-ray, and we see inside his digicore 2 vials are floating around.
Mm-hmm.
We then get a second vision of a horrific scene of Diaboromon's flesh and bones being ripped apart
Okay.
and sewn back together. And the
That
last
is
thing
what I
we see is Swamendina.
Oh, you pronounced it.
That's your vision.
Okay. Well, that can be good. There's so many things I would like to ask, but what would be the most important? If he has those vials, it's going to fuck us up anyways. So I'm going to ask, what is the best way to secure those vials as soon as possible, so that he cannot use them for anything?
Killing him by destroying his digicore.
Yeah, but you know, but yeah, but you know, yeah, but you know. So that's the question. Yeah, sure.
The vision
But
continues, and we see the Digicos smash open, and the vials are returned to Nemesimon. We see a flash forward to you three holding your Digivices high into the sky. We see Pillowmon and Ghostmon and Doramon glowing bright yellow. And we see a beautiful world covered in green grass. And then we see the Digicore reseal itself with the vials inside. We see a dark plague spreading out across that same land. A shadowy figure wielding its power. And on the horizon, a ginormous Digimon silhouetted, destroying everything in its path.
Okay.
And by ginormous, I don't mean like Venom Myotismon height. I mean like, if you stacked 5 buildings on top of each other, it probably wouldn't even come close to how tall he is. Like, he is friggin' enormous, this thing in your vision.
Planet size. Okay. So, the refixing of the Digicore, did this happen? So does that mean that even if you kill it, it's going to it has a contingency plan for this? Am I interpreting this right, or is it
You've already asked your
vague
question.
enough?
That was a follow-up
Yes.
vision to answer your question.
Yeah. Well,
It's like, what happens if you do? What happens if you don't?
happens if I do, if I don't. Okay. So we really have no choice in the matter.
But also there could
Okay.
be some symbolism in there. I'm pretty good at prophetic dreams.
Okay. I see. Well, it would seem that if we let him do, if we let him go and do what he pleases with his plan, we're all going to lose either way. So we'll probably need to get a handle of on his vials before your deal comes to fruition, I'm afraid.
I can't delay giving him these vials, but I can take you to him. That's the best I can offer.
I appreciate it.
I'm not risking my life and the lives of all these memories I hold for a chance. It has to be dead set sure. He says, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more use. He unclasps your hands and unclasps your feet. Pulls the buckle off of your stomach. I've extracted all that I need. You're free to leave if you wish, or I can take you straight there now.
Before going, I'd like to think about what I could do. Would he notice if would Diabloman notice if we took a vial or two and just hid them away for a while?
He needs as
I
many.
think would be a.
He needs as many memories as possible. My end of the deal is to deliver all of them to him. If I keep 1 or 2 for myself, that violates the deal. I will disintegrate on the spot.
I see.
He must receive every vial. What happens after that? That's not my concern.
I see. Okay, so there's an idea. I'd like. I don't know if I can do this. Does Sonia have any special light powers on her own? Like, could I do give a blessing of sorts to the vials themselves, like the holy power or something? So I could, potentially blow them up as soon as the deal is sealed, or something.
Which move would that be? Sorry.
Holy power and burst, possibly. Um,
I think that's more for use with your Digimon.
yeah.
So you'd have to orchestrate that with lovely Andromon.
Okay. Could I ask? Well, okay. So could I ask him if he can trap the bomb, the vials themselves? Could you possibly, create a sort of reaction so that the vials explode once you fulfill your bargain, but before the Diablomon's plans are, enter in motion?
I can tamper with and alter memories, but making them explode is not something that I'm particularly useful at. Like I said, my combat prowess is nothing compared to my mind and my task, my purpose.
He's really not being useful right now.
He isn't a very useful Digimon when it comes to fighting. He just wants to get this over with, basically.
So you can temper the memories. Would that qualify as breaking your deal if you temper them? Can you delay the temper of the vials so that it happens afterwards? So that technically you fulfill your deal? Is that not possible?
Theoretically, I could, but if he used those memories before they changed, he would instantly notice when it happens. But it's worth a shot.
So it has to be really quick then.
It has to be very quick. Before he even uses the vials, the memories must change.
I see. Well, that's the only option, it looks like. I'll need to be prepared.
I'd like to apologize, Sonia. I've messed with the memories of so many of your friends. Against my will, of course, but it gives me no right to change someone's history, to meddle in their affairs.
Well,
I didn't want any of this. Please,
I understand.
Take these, he says, and he pulls out several vials and just hands them to you.
Okay.
The true memories of your friends lie in these vials.
Ooh.
Make good use of them.
Do I need to give them directly, or do they need to drink them, or?
So long as they smash nearby, the fumes should be absorbed by them, or they can drink them.
They can also. Okay. I'll try and hide them as best as I can. I don't have many hiding places, but in a hair or in a pouch.
And this one is yours.
Will you be okay if you give me this?
This is one I took before. You don't remember it.
Oh.
But we've met, you and I. Not on good terms, I'm afraid.
I can see this. I'd be saying yes. Well, it's fine. I'm sure we'll be able to make amends.
Could you tell me one memory of Sonia's that is false and something else actually happened? Any memory at all?
Something that is false. But it has to be something important. But I wonder if it should be a positive twist or a negative twist, like one of the good memories turned out to be bad, or one of the bad memories turned out to be good.
That's up to you. I'm leaving it in your hands as the player. You can tell us now or later when you pop the vial and is giving it to you as a tool. Or you might never
Well-
open the vial and just be like, I'm happy with the way my memories are now.
Okay, well, there is something that is, technically already been established that could work, that would technically not even be a retcon because it already was. The way Sonia remembered parting with Stella was that she decided to go on her own, to find some rich parents, and she was like, "Don't you want what's best for me?" and so on. But the way Stella acted and the memories that we've seen from her perspective, she has, she has been unwillingly adopted by someone else. She didn't have the best life there, apparently. Well, she got ran over, by a car before she even got to their house or something, if I remember properly.
It was
But she
a
really
car crash with her parents.
car crash, yes. Yeah. So she actually did love Sonia the whole time and didn't want to leave her. But Sonia remembered that as a more bittersweet, maybe just plain bitter scene. So maybe that could be it, or we could do something else. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that works. When you drink the vial, you get that memory back, and you also get the memory of the first night that you saw Caramon.
First night. That this as in a scene we already knew.
Yeah. So do you remember all the way back in, I think it was episode 6, when Caramon first appeared to you and his head was hovering inches above your face?
Yeah, I did scream because he entered my room without permission.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave me his hand like, hello. And it was all awkward and creepy.
So that all happened. That's true. But what you don't remember is in the corner of the room, Nemesimon is standing with a vial in his hand. And we see a bit before you wake up, where Caramon's instructing him on which memories to take and alter. It must be a good memory, he says. One she cherishes. A final moment with a friend might work. Something we can twist. Make her feel horrible about it. I need to rile up that darkness within her. And in doing so, set that darkness free. And use it for my own personal gain.
Yeah,
Do you
it
think you
actually
can
works
do
pretty
that?
well.
Do you think you can do that, Nemesimon? And then you kind of pull out of the memory. You remember everything that happened that night. They took from you your final goodbye from Stella. How you'd always stay in touch, the big hug you got, how she died the very next day in a car crash. They took that from you and made you think that she abandoned you instead.
Not sure what to feel from all of this. Because of this. Oh man, so many things. Doesn't matter in the end. I was responsible for my own actions. I owe her an apology or two, I guess.
I'm sorry for what it's worth. And then
Yeah.
we'll quickly cut back to Kageki Taisto before we close the session. So the smoke of the machine is billowing. It's flowing out, and two silhouettes can be seen in the smoke. As the smoke clears, we see Gaiomon on his knees, panting, alive. But standing above him is a very similar looking Digimon. And Kageki, as you look around that blue energy that you saw powering the machines is gone completely. Pulled into the machine in reverse. And as the smoke clears and he stands tall, what we see standing in the goopy ectoplasm that suspended both Digimon is Black Steel Greymon X antibody virus.
No.
Why the fuck is he back?
How the
But
fuck?
this
How
time-
the fuck is he back?
But this time as a Black War Greymon X antibody. And we'll close there.
You mean Steel War Greymon X antibody? Obviously, does.
Yes,
the
Steel War Greymon, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
How the fuck?
How the fuck? I'm pretty sure he died.
How the fuck did that even happen? Huh?
We'll answer that in the next episode of Digimon Vortex. Is the way that you're like, how the fuck is he back? That's like the commentator at the end of an episode being like, why is this happening? Who is that? Find out in the next
what is
episode
going
of
on?
Digimon Digital Monsters.
Yes.
And then the question's just never answered in the next episode because of writing strikes.
Yeah.
Too close to home. Anyway, end of session moves.
Yay.
We talked to each other like one time meets in this one.
Yeah,
it was-
those were very individual scenes.
It was very individual scenes and very battle focused in a lot of them, so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe didn't trigger the moves, but we'll see. So has anybody grown closer to somebody else?
No.
Not one of us. Kagayaki has grown closer to Igaki, and I've grown closer to Stella.
Yeah,
I
but we
think
can't.
I think Taisto grew closer to Kagayaki. You can't have influence, but I'll still clear a condition. Thank you very
No, no, take the potential.
much. I'm not gonna take the potential.
I am.
I'm-
Fuck it. They're dead levels anyways.
I know I'm gonna do this very soon. Yeah. Because we were able to work together, ish.
We
so-
really weren't.
How? What do you mean? You're just mad because because I rolled the only miss in the whole session. Wow.
No, I
Thanks.
rolled a miss as well.
You win.
While I was rolling to see through him. I rolled a 5, technically a 3 plus 2, 5. And I
but
got
that
the
was a
useful move Overwatch. I even went on a bit about it being that unbearably useless.
Well, it could be worse. There are technically situations where it might do something.
Yes,
Whereas
if
if you
specifically
take a look-
Sonia comes up with a
Yes.
plan and they contradict the plan.
Yes. I would like to direct your attention to punch first, ask questions later, which literally cannot in any situation ever do anything.
Yes, but at least it did something of when you took it.
That's true, yeah. And also.
For me, Overwatch has been
ever-
dead
ever-
the
ever
entire
si-
time.
Ever since I took leader, I've been able to do it once, which was this session.
No, you've done it before.
That's the only time I've. No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
It's always been. No, I haven't.
You've used it once before in Witcherly.
I'm very certain that never happened.
All you have to do is have a quote-unquote plan. That is literally what
I
we were
have
about to do
done that
anyways.
so many times. I have done that. I have done it.
It's like, Kayaki, don't die! All according to Cake.
Great plan.
Thanks.
Cool. So you grew closer to Kageyaki. That makes sense. So what about you, Kageyaki?
Can I pick nothing?
Pretty sure you have to pick something.
At least grow
Okay.
into your own image of yourself, I guess.
I can't. I'm right where I want to be.
Well, ain't that too bad.
Unless I can say I want to move savior. I can't. It fizzles out.
I mean, you can say that you want to move reckless down and kind up because of how you dealt with.
Yes, and then
Higeki,
take
a condition instead.
Taking condition. Yeah, no. Can I just pick nothing? Nothing fits.
I mean, I think the kind up reckless down does fit because of what you did with Higeki, but that's me.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Forcing me to take a condition at the end of the session is really not cool.
I'm not forcing you. I'm just saying that makes sense if you don't want to move your labels around. It also makes sense that you could have grown closer to Taisto and cleared you guilty.
I guess. Sure. We make a throwaway group closer to Taisto because we exchanged 2 words.
Sonia.
Yes, hello, it is me, Sonaya Villain.
Ah yes, Sonia.
Sonia Villanelle.
Sonja Villainen.
Okay, so, well, I didn't really interact with anyone else in the group, so I can't really say I've grown closer or away. Well, besides, physically away from the others. So grew to know my own image, which might be savior up, superior down. As the purpose of saving the world became clear, and she's realizing that she's been duped with the memories all along. Besides this, there's probably the balance track can probably change a bit. First of all, I forgot how it worked. When it goes to 0, does it already go to the previous level, or
No.
does it stay at 0 and you have to go -1 again? Okay.
You go -1, and that knocks you down to
Okay.
4 on the balance track before.
That's fine. So then I'm good. But I protected innocence a few times, so that might count. Talking openly about the darkness might work, whereas it depends what you qualify as the darkness. If it's the darkness specific to Pillarmon, or just Sonia's troubles and stuff, and negative emotion, because she's done a few of that.
It's talking openly about the darkness within you or Pillowmon. So who did you talk openly with about the darkness?
Yeah. Depends. I talked about all my I've been taunting and sharing my grudges with Diablomon, and we've been sharing a connection that maybe you and I are not so different. So that maybe you can have similar struggles in a way. She didn't really deny it in any way. Maybe that counts. As for Nanosimon, she mostly, she was a bit more solemn as she shared her regrets with Stella right at the end. Yeah, I don't know if it's enough.
Mark 2 balance.
2 balance, that's fine. So I had a 3 divine inspiration. I'm fine with this. Did I do anything that removes conditions? Hurt someone or break something important? I heard the Karamon right afterwards, but I don't know if it's in the same scene or afterwards, because I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think that you did anything after getting insecure.
Yeah. Well, take foolhardy action. I certainly got in trouble on my own, without talking to the rest of the team.
Yeah, you definitely did do that one.
Yeah, that one is that one is fine. Yeah, okay. That's all.
Cool. And I don't have a post-credit scene for this one because I think it's probably good enough to leave you on the cliffhanger of Black War Greymon X. Sorry, Steel War Greymon X.
Thank
and
you.
Leave you on that cliffhanger. So that's the end of the session. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know it was a bit more combat heavy this time. Hopefully you can have a bit more time to talk once you've actually faced off against Diaboromon and finished him off.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not that it's combat focused, the problem, more that we're always getting separated on
Yeah.
doing our own thing.
We kind of did get split, yeah.
That's
Really?
that's why I'm trying to bring you back together now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do next episode. Get you all back
Yeah,
together.
we'll try.
It's the perpetual problem of like role-playing games where in universe it's almost always like reasonable and the best thing ever to split up, because then you can in universe handle multiple things at once, and it always makes everything in the actual real life worse, because then you're splitting focus and you don't actually get to do anything any faster.
Yeah. Like I took half an hour just for my scene, so certainly
Yeah.
felt a bit bad.
I mean, I don't mind, but it's just that these kinds of things are always it really like I would enjoy it if someone for once like invented an actual in-universe reason why splitting the party is just impossible or something like that. Need to figure out when I'm next writing a game to solve that issue. You cannot split up.
Your digivices are connected by energy. That means
Yes,
that if you are
that-
too
that-
far apart, you
yes.
can't use them and digivolve or anything like that.
They blow up.
Their power source
No,
is
no, no,
connected.
no, no, no. No, there's just literal like when you go too far apart, there's this like energy tether that just appears and physically prevents you from moving outside the area or
They blow up.
outside the range.
And the higher level you digivolve to, the closer you have to be.
Yeah.
Regardless, next season we'll get together or we try dying. No, wait.
I'll convert to me, so someone writes.
Okay, we'll
I
try and get
need
you
the enemies.
together. We'll face off against Steel War Greymon and then Diaboromon potentially, and then have a
The Nick
nice
Phil.
little chit chat with Digimon teammates alike to chill everyone out a bit. It'll definitely be needed. Cool. Well, I've got a dash. Thanks for the session, guys.
Thank
I'll
you.
end
Thank
this
you.
now. So thanks to anybody who tunes in and watches the stream. As always, like, comment, subscribe to find more streaming stuff about this game and see all the adventures of Taisto, Sonia, Kagiaki, and formerly Zachary and Pablo.
Yeah.